that, going to do a basic training video on our property management software with Hemlane. As you can see, our first property getting started here on Xenon. Any new property that you give me, I'm going to have to set it up, and then I'll invite you as a member. I hit you as a member, put you in, you'll have access to everything the same as me. With Becky, she's the owner, so say I want to add a new member and click the new member. As if I was setting up a new owner, the main thing is we want to uncheck notifications so that they're not getting inundated with notifications. Those are for us so that we can manage everything for them. When you come into the main dashboard, you're going to see a quick snapshot on everything. I'll have late payments, how many pending applications we have, open requests, which would be either communication or maintenance requests, how many expiring leases we have coming up in the next month, and then of our total inventory, how many are occupied that we have. If we want to add new properties, we just easily click on here, add property, which I will do again. Type in the address, unit number, then create the property. Once that's done, then there's this particular property, and so under the property tabs, we'll go basic info. So this would be additional notes that we would put, like the alarm code or anything like that, or just anything that's pertinent to this particular property. And me and you, Rob, are the only ones that are going to see this, not the actual manager or anything like that. Next is under guide. This is what info we want to put in for all the tenants. Like there'll be 4 keys available. By next month, they're going to have this HOA community available, so we can put some notes in there, but we can also upload the actual rules and regulations for that particular community. We can put the notes in here that, you know, there's a key for the mailbox and it's located at wherever. You know, DirecTV is a provider here. Water and garbage covered by the association, or you're responsible for doing it, or whoever the provider is, and then gas and electricity. And we just save all that so that it's ready to go for the new tenant when they move in. Service pros, these are all of our maintenance people, whether it's plumber, HVAC, handyman, any of that type of stuff. We can put that within there. Once we're done, the actual service providers don't have to be a member of Hemlane, but they can still be involved in the communication if we want to do all that type of stuff. And then members is like the thing that I showed you before. So these are members that are specific to this particular property. As we add more properties, you know, it'll be me, you, and then whoever the owner is. And then once we go to the leasing tab, so these are obviously the info within the actual property, when it's available, how many months it's available, what the monthly rent is. So say $13.95. Yeah. 5 and 18 months. And then we don't really ever want to click this hide actual, because that'll inhibit it from being live on certain websites that they partner with when they push it live. So you know, you can put obviously what type of property is, everything, year built, bedrooms, so on and so forth, all the other information that's available with it, any extra features. Let's go here. Okay. So features, obviously we'll put all the utilities, pets, so on and so forth, all the dishwasher and appliances that are available, all the amenities. Easily just check all the boxes, everything that's in here. You just hit next, hit photos. We can either drag and drop any photos that are in here or upload any ones that you want with your settings. You know, once we get to the full thing here, we'll turn it on if you want. If you're accepting new rentals, all the application requirements, and then we can use their basic screening if you want. I know you're kind of partial to RHR, but theirs is already built within there. It'll bill directly to the customer and so on and so forth. And then on these we can designate a new responder. So what it would do is on this, I would designate you as a new responder, put your information in there, phone number, and then hours that you're available. Then in showings here, we can set this up so that it'll actually, you can set up who the showing agent would be, you, and then you can schedule everything within there, as well as this software goes to the actual people that set up the showings, that they'll get text, email, and phone call to remind them all to be there at a particular time that they scheduled for a showing. And then finally, once the summary is here, these are all the partners that are on here. She was checking into RentBits. Once everything's done here, we'll get this live, and then you'll be able to copy the HTML code, paste it right into Craigslist. But once you've gone through all of these things on here, you can preview the actual listing. Oh, why my computer's running so slow? Let's go here. So it would have the image for the property. It's going to have all the specifics and everything in here, and people can apply. We'll have this as a specific link. I can type any verbiage that we want. We can just have the actual street address and hyperlink it through our website or any ads that you want, and people can be directed right here. So that's what an ad will look like. Okay, going to tenancy, we can invite our new applicant. So that, again, this is an invite when we have a new tenant, once we've actually gone through the screening process, signed a lease, the whole 9 yards. We're going to put them in here and invite them so that they are ready to go and they can get their bank information set up. Hemlane will walk them through all that so they can do payments, as well as they can do requests and notifications or anything like that. We always kind of want to invite individual people rather than a group, so that even if it's husband and wife, maybe there's contact information for both of them, or if there's 2 occupants within a unit that are splitting rent and things like that. We just put all that stuff in there. What's nice is you have all their possession dates. You can get everything on here. It'll be a reoccurring notice that they'll send out monthly rent fees. We can assess the late fee, so we'll click that in there. It's on the 5th one time. Say it's for $50, and then we go ahead and invite the tenant. Once they're in and accepted, then they're ready to go. As far as if there's existing tenants on any properties that we possibly take over, then we would just kind of do the same thing. We're just going to invite them in there. Prior tenants, it'll just keep a database of all that type of stuff for us, and then we'll have prior applicants in case we want to keep any of that information for us. And then financials. Here I already added our US bank account, but we'll add other accounts as far as owners that we're going to be depositing money to, or other people that we can request money from. And the nice thing is we can pay in and out of here pretty easily. Even if you set up the recurring payment for the tenants and say their lease is 12 months long, it'll just show 3 months upcoming. So it's not going to list all 12 of them that are in there. And then as far as requests, we can have open onlys or closed onlys, or all of them, however you want. And then you can hit request, and it can be maintenance, repair, it can be property listing, property turnover, however you want. Put who's in there, and then we save and next, and then we can invite whoever we want, whether we want to communicate with the tenant, the landlord, or the owner, as well as the service provider. So we can do all that type of stuff, and we can include and exclude certain people from certain different conversations. So that's pretty nice. As far as down here, this would be accounts. Again, I added our bank account. It has to verify here because I manually did it. It might take a day or two, and once that's ready to go, we can do all that type of stuff. And then subscriptions, this has to do with just what our particular subscription is. This is how we pay our monthly subscription. And then properties will be in here. So active ones, you can edit in here. We're always going to be on the basic package. We're not doing the smart package because otherwise that one's more expensive. Basic is all we need. And I set up a dummy one on my one property that you just listed for me a little while ago and rented out just to screw around with the software. And I had it active at one point in time, but then you can archive it, and so it'll be not active and it won't be billed towards our account, but it can keep information there. So if we have to do a certificate of rent paid or just too good to just have different information on all that type of stuff. Beyond that, yeah, just my basic user information, and back to the dashboard. Otherwise, I think there's videos for kind of everything else that's there. Again, we add property, invite tenants, can list the property like we did before, invite applicant, maintenance requests, and then collect rent. So we can set up their account as soon as they come in here. Otherwise, everything else, I think you should have a pretty good idea of how to work everything else from Dana's videos. Hopefully this gives you a basic idea on how to run some of the stuff. It's pretty easy. Want to mess around with it for a little bit. Let me know if you got any questions. Okay, thanks.